Cars, fierce competition, and fireworks under the lights, everybody. The 19th Annual Summit Racing NHRA Nationals are heating up in Norwalk. I caught up with drag racing legend Greg Anderson to get the inside scoop on the high-speed action. Well, Summit Motorsports in Norwalk is hosting the national race this weekend, and I'm joined by Pro Stock World Championship racer Greg Anderson. Greg, thank you so much for stopping in this morning.
Well, good morning, sir. Great to be here.
Yeah, well, absolutely a big weekend ahead. Can you just talk about the race this weekend and what it means to you?
Yeah, well, it's big for me, obviously. Summit Racing Equipment right down the road here has been a big sponsor of mine for years, for 25 years. So it's a serious race for me because you want to impress your sponsor on their home turf, obviously. You don't want to come up here and fail. So looking good. We've had a great season so far. We've won 4 of the first 8 races so far. So we're on a good run, but need to keep it going through this weekend and make the home sponsor proud.
There you go. It seems like failure, you don't know a lot about that. You're one of the most successful drivers in NHRA history. You mentioned you're in the lead. 110 career wins, 6 world titles. Am I reading that correctly?
It is, and those are some pretty lofty numbers. I get it, but I kind of live in the moment. You know, I'm just worried about tomorrow or what tomorrow brings, what this weekend means. I want to win this event and worry about those numbers later. It's been a great career, but I'm still having a blast. I love it every day, and I'm still competing with guys that are half my age and still competitive, obviously still win once in a while. So having a blast and just living life.
Yeah. So that's your secret. My next question was going to be your secret. It sounds like not looking in the past and just worrying about the future, but I have to believe teammates and hard work, and there's been a lot that's gone into this.
Yes, it's obviously not an individual sport. It's a team sport just like any other, and without that, you're nothing. So they make me look good. They do a great job of making me look good. I have a great race car, a great team behind me, and it's a team that's got a lot of cohesion, has been together for a lot of years. And I think that's the secret to long-term success. So it's been a great run, but as I say, hopefully it's not nearly over.
How fast do you guys go?
We go about 215 mile an hour and a quarter mile. So it doesn't seem like a lot, except it happens so quick.
Yeah.
And of course, from 0 to 215 and a quarter mile, and you have your top fuel funny cars that are 330 mile an hour and 0 to quarter mile. So it's impressive, and it's a great sport. TV, unfortunately, can't really do it that much justice. You have to be there to feel it, to hear it, to smell it. It's a sensory sport.
I agree, because I grew up in Cleveland and I didn't really grow up with racing necessarily. It was other sports, right? But throughout my sports career on broadcasting, I've had to learn a lot about racing, and I've enjoyed it. And going to my first race, I was like, wow, this is incredible. You really feel it when you're there, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And when I bring people there for the first time, you hate to tell them. You hate to warn them, right? You want them to be shocked, and they are shocked. They're absolutely shocked. And everyone that I've ever brought to a race for the first time, all through my career, none of them, not one has ever left saying this is not for me. They all say this is the greatest thing ever, and I see why you have to be on the ground. So it's that cool a sport, and we just love it.
How many people are you expecting this weekend?
We'll probably have 75 to 100,000 people over the 3-day weekend. So it's a big draw. It's a great time, and obviously we're going to have great weather this weekend. So it should be a sold-out house, really. So
let's dig back into more of what you were just talking about before with the speed and the racing. And there's so many different. There's open wheel racing, NASCAR. Can you explain exactly what goes into this type of racing?
Well, obviously we don't have a clue how to turn a corner. That's the big difference in us and NASCAR. We don't know how to turn, but we know how to go, straight in a hurry.
Right, yeah.
And there's a lot of tie-in. Hendrick Motorsports is one of my main sponsors on my race car, so we have a lot of tie-in with them and with their team, and we discuss a lot of ways for them, back and forth to try and figure out how to make their cars basically come out of the corner better, go down the straightaway better. As far as turning the corner, I can't help them.
That's right.
And so it's a great deal, and there's a lot of interaction between us. They've been a great help to me, but I pay attention to their sport just like they pay attention to ours. There's always something we can learn from each other. So it's been a great deal, and as you say, you got to keep your eyes open to anything, because everybody can really learn from anybody in any other motorsport.
Yeah, certainly. From Minnesota?
Yes,
is that
Duluth,
right?
Minnesota.
Okay. Currently live in
Charlotte. North
Charlotte.
Carolina.
Okay. What got you into this?
Well, my dad did it when I was a very young guy. He did it not nationally, around the world, around the country, but he did it, as a hobby, basically every weekend, every other weekend. And when he took me to my first drag race, it's like, you got hooked. You got the hook, and it just never got out of my blood. And that's what it does to everybody. It's a great draw, and it's a sport like none other. It honestly is, just the shock and awe of it, and the smell and the feel, and it's a sensory sport. So once you get in, you're usually not getting out.
And 4 wins in 2025. It doesn't seem like you have any plans of disappearing or going away from the sport anytime soon.
No, obviously I'm getting up in age now, and people ask all the time, how much longer are you going to drive?
Yeah.
How much longer are you gonna do it? And my simple answer is until I can't win anymore. And obviously I can still win, so I got to keep going. And I don't know if that's a day or 6 months or 2 years. I have no earthly idea, but I'm having a ball, and until it gets to the point where I can't compete with these young guns anymore, I'm going to keep doing it.
That's fantastic, because not everyone can do that. Not everyone can keep winning like that. Last thing I want to talk about is you have a great connection with Lane Thomas, outfielder of the Cleveland Guardians. You're friends with him. You know the family. Can you talk about the background there?
Well, honestly, Lane's father was a drag racer back in the day, and he doesn't do it anymore. But basically, Lane and my son, Cody, same age, they grew up together at the racetracks. They were best buds at the racetrack. They'd throw the ball around at the racetrack while we're out there drag racing. And my wife and Lane's mother are best friends still to this day. So that's the tie-in there. And this year when we raced at Phoenix for the national event in Phoenix back in March, Lane was out there for spring training, right? And we brought him out to the racetrack, spent Sunday at the racetrack out there, and, just went over, what have we been up to for the last 5-10 years? And he said, man, this is great, but I want to bring you to my game. I want to bring you to my world. So he invited us up to the weekend's game when we're racing in Norwalk right down the road, and he made it happen where I get to throw out the first pitch. So, that was great. Just a fantastic honor, and can't thank him enough, but that's how sports can intertangle.
How about that? Throwing out the first pitch for the Cleveland Guardians game. That's fantastic. All right, I want you to look into that camera, and I want you to tell people why they need to be there this weekend.
Well, I'm telling you, if you've seen it on TV, I got nothing against TV, but it does not do this sport justice. You have to be there in person. You have to feel it. You have to smell it. You have to sense it. It's just the coolest sport going. I swear, it's the best motorsport product that you've never seen. If you've never seen it yet, if you've seen it, I don't have to tell you. You're going this weekend, so it's going to be a great weekend. Get your butts out there.
Yeah, Greg Anderson, I'll tell you, I feel it right here. I'll tell you, I want to go racing. Well, maybe not. That's a little fast for me. But hey, I want to thank you so much for being in here.
Thank you, sir.
And good luck this weekend.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
He was fantastic, huh? The Nitro qualifying takes place today and will continue tomorrow, followed by the final rounds and an after party on Sunday. Fans can also explore the pit area to meet racers. Again, the Summit Racing NHRA takes place at Summer Motorsports Park in Norwalk. We'll post more information, including tickets, prices, and schedules on our website, WKYC.com.